Welcome back to my workshop. Now today I've got a bit of a project on the go. I've got a massive box here. What I've got to do is I've got to build what's in this box and then modify it. Right, so this massive box, which is a metre wide, contains a dog kennel. Now this is basically a dog cage, and it's for someone who wants their dog cage in the living room. Okay, problem is it's a bit big. So what they want me to do is convert this into a piece of furniture. So let's quickly go over to the design studio and I'll show you my rough idea. Right, so as usual in the design studio, we're going to use the latest software, which comprises of a pen and a whiteboard. Let me show you the idea. Right, so this has got to go into their living room, and what they've got is they've got a chimney breast, a wall, and then another wall with a window. So let's try and draw that. Is that any good? Right, so this is the chimney breast. Okay, it's got a fireplace in it, like this. Fire. Okay, so in this space here, what they want is this dog cage. Now the dog cage is, as I say, it's about a metre wide, but they want a dog cage and then a small cupboard and then a top on it. Okay, so the dog cage is actually going to be bigger than this gap. Okay. Okay, so the dog cage is going to sit something like that, but they also want a cabinet on the side. Something like that, but also a wooden top, which is probably going to be made of scaffold boards. Okay, this gap here isn't that big, but the problem is we've got a radiator here which we have to contend with, and also a window, something like that. Okay, so this is the rough idea, but the problem is it's got to be on wheels so it can be pulled out. Okay, so that's a rough idea. So the very first thing I've got to do is get this out of the box and then build it. Okay, before I get this out of the box, this is by Bingo Pour. I'll put the price up here because I don't know how much it was at the moment, just so you know how much it was. Right, let's get this out of the box. Right, so that's the box all open. Now what have we got? It looks like we've got a front, okay, and this has actually got, upside down, this has got a main door here, but it's also got a feeding door here. Okay, so that's the front. Then we have, looks like the bottom. Then we have a lid, okay, which is hinged. Okay, so this will open up, but we won't be using that because we're going to be putting a top on it. Then we've got a tray. Then this looks like the two ends. Okay, we've got 4 wheels, but we're obviously going to need more, so I've got to get some that match these. And a selection of nuts and bolts. A massive spanner. And an Allen key. Okay, that's all you get. Get some instructions as well. So we'll try and follow the instructions and assemble it. Just for information, it looks like it's made of box section, which is probably about 12 mil square. Okay, so that'll give you an idea of how big it is. Right, I better put it together. Right, the first stage was easy enough. It was just putting the wheels on. So I put the wheels on the front and the back. What I've got to do now is put the floor on. Okay, they do supply a little spanner and an Allen key, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my drill driver and a decent spanner. Right, let's get this bottom on. Right, so it's the front and the back and the two sides and the bottom on. Now you may have noticed I haven't tightened anything up yet. I've just put it on finger tight. What we need to do is get it on a flat surface. Now I'm going to have to make do with the workshop floor at the moment, but if you've got a laminate floor that would be ideal because it's normally quite flat. So I'm going to put this on the floor and then we just got to put the top on. Then we can start tightening it up. Okay, for the top, even though it can be lifted up and down like this because it's got hinges on the back, there's still 3 bolts in the front to make it all secure. So I'm going to put those in for now because obviously I've got to put a top on it. Right, so it's all together. What we've got to do now is tighten it all up. So this is all just finger tight at the moment. So make sure all your corners are square and all the bars are flush when you're tightening it up. And that should give you a nice, good, solid cage. Right, as I say, I'm going to use this and this, but I do supply small spanners, much quicker. Right, that's almost the entire cage assembled now. As I say, it's got a door at the bottom here, which is for feeding, which can be locked. Okay, you can put a padlock on there if you want. And also we've got the big door here, which is obviously the access door. But the only thing you've got to do is put the tray in. Now this has got a plastic tray. You can either put it inside like this. Okay, problem is if you've got dogs that chew, that's not going to last very long. Okay, so you can also put it underneath. Okay, right, that's the basic cage. If you're just interested in the cage, that's it. Okay, but if you're interested in the rest of it, let's get on and design a cupboard.